All right, hey, this is Craig Ford. We're out here at the Gadsden Sportsplex. We just kind of wanted to do an update of what's going on out here. It's absolutely it's amazing and it's beautiful. And then today's a great day. But Heath, Josh, thank y'all for what you do. I'll let you introduce yourself, Josh.
Yes, sir. I'm Josh Clifton. I'm the engineering superintendent for City of Gadsden.
Okay.
Heath Williamson, director of engineering.
So who's in charge? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So we want to tell you this is what you're looking at is Josh was just telling me this is an addition to Phase 4, the parking lot. How big is that parking lot? How many parks about are?
It's about 180 spots.
Okay, and we've had a problem with parking because of the way we've been growing.
Yep.
So tell me what I see, or those light poles stuck in the middle that they're going?
Yes, sir. These are little islands that kind of breaks away the parking space, gives it some spots for lighting or landscape, things like that. Right now, what you see going on is they're installing the curb and gutter around the perimeter of the parking lot. They're using a slit form machine, so it actually speeds the process up a little bit, so it'll get us what we want.
It looks like they got a lot of workers too. So,
they got a good crew.
Heath, you know how I like it. I want to know yesterday. So when do you think it'll be completed?
The rate they're going, once they finish this, they'll come back with some handwork, and then you'll see the asphalt start coming up. Worst case, we're looking late fall, end of the year. But even working with the contractor, once he gets the initial binder layers in place, he's already agreed to let us start parking on it. Because right now, and Josh is one of the soccer coaches with our new league, so as they're helping us get through these growing pains, they're actually having to park on the fields. So this will be a great addition. We just need to get past this crushed stone state. And then, but by the time we get to the end of the year, the final surfaces will be on it, the striping will be in place, you'll have a completely finished product.
So they're not parking on our good fields?
No, sir.
Okay, good.
No, sir. I hope not.
Yeah, we need to make sure of that. But the one thing too for the parking, I want to let everybody know, when you come into the complex, before you come through the gate, not the first gate, the second gate, when you come down the hill, to the right is a big open pasture, kind of slopes down. Dr. Murphy's allowed us to use that as an overflow parking too, so I want to let everybody know about that. And we're going to put some signage out there too. This is, and this is probably what, two fields right here behind us?
Right now it's chopped up into smaller youth fields. Yeah. The phase that we're about to start advertising will give us one additional large NCAA size field, one smaller field there at the east end, and then one more field actually just beyond your site. You see some final poles down there at the very end. So we'll have three pretty decent sized fields, but they'll still be cut up for different use for the smaller youth program.
So these are the practice fields that they've grown up on, and so Heath and I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and do a Phase 5, and we're going to do the black fences around. We're going to grade the fields. We're going to put new seed out.
We'll actually go ahead and sod it. So we wanted to do irrigation. It's not going to be the full sand bed build up, but it'll be good irrigation. The grade's right. So right now you've got some drainage ditches running through the middle of it. Yeah. We're going to grade that out so you've got better overall use. We are adding screens, so that's always been a long-term problem here, and that's what's on our new fields, especially along the perimeters of the woods. And so it'll basically follow the perimeter all the way on the front side, or to the front side where we'll have new black fencing.
And we're about to bid this now.
This is about to hit the papers within about a week.
Okay, good. That's great news. There's more growth in Gadsden. One thing is how many fields will that give us?
So depending on how you chop those up, we'll have, that's 3 NCAA size, 4, you'll have 6 here, and that's not even counting Weeks Field and the other areas of Gadsden that we currently use.
So which is fantastic. We'll be able to bid bigger tournaments. Yep. So Josh, what age do you coach?
I coach U4.
U4, oh Lord, God bless you. Yeah, they just running around. Do you only have goalies then, do you?
No sir, you don't. It's a 3v3, 15 by 25 yards.
I remember my kids doing that. I remember our kids were just playing the goal, and we were like, kick the ball, don't go that way.
That's what we're working.
That's fantastic. So, and behind Garrett, and he's going to show you some more footage, is our Field of Dreams. Frankie Davis and the previous council were very instrumental on that, and Mayor Guyton. Let's see, we got the Field of Dreams, we've got 4 pickleball courts coming, and another parking lot. Yep. And then in Phase 5, we're going to be doing this, plus 2 more softball, 200-foot fields over there, which will be softball/baseball. Yep. And we decided to go ahead and turf those fields. We're going to try these 2 out with turf, and we're going to put crushed brick on the 4 that we've already built. And then one thing that was important to me logistically, we couldn't buy a Coke and popcorn over here. So I had something to do with building the county Rainbow City complex, and they got a great field house, and Randy Bice does a great job over there. But we wanted a coach's office over here too, or a tournament office. So Heath is going to bid out a new concession stand over here, not as big as the one over there, just a small one. But because if you're here and you want to buy something, you got to go way down there, and that's not going to happen. Especially I'm not with my knee. So I'll come here though. But this is a beautiful concession stand, and we're gonna have a coach's office, and so I'm looking forward to that too. So this will be bid, and when do you think work will start on phase 5?
Once we get it bid, it will likely, of course, always pending weather. We are in Alabama and it changes every other day. About early winter, we should start getting some main movement. So then if the weather cooperates, they'll be able to jump into the earthwork pretty heavily. If not, we just wait for that window. But then you can do a lot just waiting on those major points to break, and then by the time you hit early spring, it'll hit full blast.
Okay, I love that. That's awesome. And this probably, now I'm gonna say this, won't interfere as much as the other projects have done with the other, because we're kind of going this way towards the river.
Especially once we've got the parking in place. That's me. Even when I've had my son here playing baseball, the biggest thing has been parking, which we knew where we were going, but still, it doesn't help us on those Saturdays when we're in the middle of it. So once this parking lot's done, the new parking lot by the Champions Field will be in much better shape, especially with the parking that you had talked about that we can use from the Gadsden State side. So yeah, this will be much less invasive.
So I love it. And let me tell you some other things we're looking at too. And Dr. Murphy's been phenomenal with us. We want to thank her for her partnership in Gadsden State Community College. They're wanting to build a cross-country track all through here, which will be dual use for the college and for us, and we're going to help participate in that. Also, the baseball team and softball team for Gadsden State is going to build like a state-of-the-art champions field. The city of Gadsden is committed to help them with that also, and then we'll have that when they're not using it. So Coach Blake Lewis is working with us, the new athletic director of Gadsden State. So we've been working a lot of partnerships, and that's about the way we got to do things around here. But it's been fantastic, and I drive down here every morning before I go to work, and I'll just make a loop and kind of look at it because I love sports and outdoor recreation. But what's your favorite thing about this place, Josh?
You know, I really I'm a baseball at heart guy, so I love the baseball fields and how all that turned out, and utilizing the old concession building, and I love the baseball area.
Yeah.
And how all 4 fields are kind of incorporated around the one.
So I played old man softball out here this summer, 55 and over, but let me tell you, we had Oxford come up, and they've been having the league every year, and I said, can we play 2 weeks at our place? They were very nice, and they obliged us and came up here, and all they could do is brag about our facility. And they got a beautiful facility too, but they were bragging on ours. And so next year, we hope to do every other week or something and do more activity up here, but it was cool. But Heath, what's your favorite thing about it? Did you ever think this would happen?
Well, I walked in here with the last administration, and we could see the bones of it, but it was in rough shape. It just needed a lot of TLC. I'm like Josh. I love the baseball side. It's because I help coach, and my son plays here too. Another spot, just in seeing it from start to finish, that a lot of people probably hadn't been able to take advantage of is the pond and the walking area around it. We got a fountain in the middle of it. It's got LED lights, which is pretty cool, especially when it gets kind of dusky dark. But it's lit. It's got a bridge on the north side, so that's a neat area that I think will expand, especially with just your son. Bring your son, your daughter out here with a fishing pole. That's an awesome spot.
So Heath, I got to tell you, so I grew up right up the hill on Arcade Oakdale off of Payton Ridge. I had a 3-wheeler, which are illegal now. I used to ride that 3-wheeler through the woods, and my dad would tell me, do not go down to the back, we call it the back 40. And I'd come down here and I'd hang out, and we used to swim in that pond. Probably wasn't a good idea with all the little critters running around. I don't want to say what we've seen up there, but it is safe. It is safe. But another thing is a lot of people fish in there, and then there's a little pond off to the side that when my dad worked here, he got Don Smith, who was Tom Bevel's chief of staff, and they built the fishery program up here. And I want to thank Gadsden State for not taking up that little pond, because we got an idea for it. My dad built that little pond for catfish for his friends and the little pavilion, and we had little fishing rodeos for boys clubs and everything, and that's kind of something I envision there too, because it doesn't take a lot of work there. And our Parks and Recs have already cleaned around it. We're going to do some more with that pavilion, but man, this is exciting. I mean, I love it down here. And we're going to do something with Dub Park. We're kind of figuring it out. Dub Park is along the river, has 2 boat ramps. We're talking to some other developers, One of them is Herb Winches from Parker Creek, and he's at Lake Martin, kind of what he's done with the rail box cars and some eating establishments. We're just trying to figure out the logistics of how you get to and from down here. So I'm pumped. This is exciting. And Garrett, I hope you show some good video. Garrett's behind the camera back there. So I just wanted to do an informal video and show y'all this is your tax dollars, what's going on. And I see Frankie Davis riding down here every now and then too. So
I'm told he's a frequent visitor.
yes, this is his baby too. Yep. So we want to thank him and the previous group and administration, the council. But hey, y'all got anything else you want to add?
It's fun to work on. Appreciate the opportunity.
This is pumped. These are engineers now. These are a lot smarter than all of us. So
it's a team effort.
Yeah, and his favorite word is absolutely.
Absolutely.
So
positive and let's go
That's
forward.
right. Let's move. So good to see y'all, and thank y'all, and see you next time.